Jose,
Hey Jay, how are you?
what's on your mind?
Yeah, I'm thinking about the transcendental argument, and I sense a non sequitur there that I don't know how you follow. So I agree with the transcendental argument, right? It's undebatable, but then the extrapolation that you do, and this is the place where the logical gap that I see is then hence orthodoxy. So how do you do that jump from there to there? Isn't that a non sequitur?
No, because there's no such thing as generic God. So how could the transcendental argument prove a generic God when there is no generic God? It has to be specific. The only God that fulfills the requirements for grounding the transcendental categories, for giving a metaphysical system that makes sense of the world, of history, of reality, the past, the future, etc., telos, causation, is the Christian metaphysic.
How come? That part is the part that I find as a non sequitur.
Because, again, there's no such thing. If you admit the transcendental argument works to do what? There's no such thing as a generic God. It has to be specific.
Right. Why not the holy enchilada or whatever?
The holy enchilada? That doesn't do any grounding work.
Well,
How does a holy
I
enchilada
could make up.
How does a holy enchilada do the work of grounding transcendental categories?
Oh, it's very tasty, by the way. No, seriously. The part that I don't get, right, is you can make any fictional character that fulfills.
How does a fictional character, if it's, by the way, admitting that it's fictional, wouldn't work to do grounding because it wouldn't be real?
Okay, you can make a linguistic artifact that satisfies all the.
No, it wouldn't. How would a linguistic artifact ground metaphysical categories?
The same way Christ does. He's a linguistical argument. Like it's just a fiction.
It doesn't do any grounding work if it's a fiction, idiot.
We're in a hominum now? Okay, great. Bye.
This is the third time I explained this to you.
Great debater.
You can't, dude. You've already been refuted. Yeah. So how does a fiction do grounding work?
You went to ad hominem. Don't waste my time here, man.
Yeah, I went ad hominem because what you said was stupid for the third time in a row. I answered your question 3 times and you didn't understand it.
Yeah, whatever, man.
Yeah, whatever, man. Hey, bro, the holy enchilada is coming for you, man.
Oh, great. And racist. That's beautiful.
Oh, see, now, yeah, so you can blaspheme, but when I make fun of your joke, it's racism.
No. Do you know why? Do you know why?
Go away, bro. Hey, more chiefs.
Do you know why?
Do you want more salsa, bro? You want some more salsa? More salsa? Let me. By the way, why is it wrong if racism is it wrong to be racist?
Okay, so let's see a couple of things. Number one, do you know why do I have an accent? Because I speak more than one language.
Oh, he's very high IQ, bro. Hey, bro.
Number two, you're doing a Mexican accent, which is the only possible thing in your head that is Mexican.
Oh, I'm so low IQ, bro. I can't even do the accents right. Hey, you barely got in here though, but you're here, man. Oh, then he ran away, bro. He got his feelings hurt. Come back, man. Come back and make your argument, bro. Hey, dude. Get some of your homies, bro. You're my favorite cholo. Come on back, bro. Hey, I'd be nice to you, man. I mean, you came in here blaspheming, and you're mad that we're making fun of you, and then you play the victim. Oh, racism, bro. Racism. Oh. While you come in here, oh, the holy enchilada, bro. Hey, the holy enchilada. You make the joke that invites you be made fun of. And then you play the victim like a snake, as you atheists always are. Why don't you come back and defend your position? Explain how a linguistic fiction does any epistemic grounding. How does a fiction do the grounding work? Do you even know what that means? You're back. What's up?
Hey, dude, I got disconnected. How are you, man?
How does a linguistic fiction do grounding work?
No, what I'm saying is that you can create a character that you consider real, that fulfills all that, and
a fictional character cannot ground metaphysical principles. That makes no sense.
Well, that's what you did with Christ.
The argument is not that he's a fictional character. I understand you think that. But how, you already admitted that the transcendental argument works. It just doesn't work to prove the Christian God. Well, there's no such thing as a generic God. So what does it work to do?
So let me ask you a question. Do you think that language has limits?
Sure.
Okay. And would you think that we cannot know everything, and hence you can ascribe things that you cannot describe to an entity that is undescribable?
Well, that's a false either or, because just because God in his essence is unknowable and undescribable, it doesn't follow that he's never knowable or describable. That's what the purpose of personalism is in theology, is that you can know God even though there's limitations that the language has.
So I think.
But what does this have to do with grounding epistemically?
So what I think that happens, right, is that at the end, what you have is an argument based on faith, and you're trying to make a
No,
gap.
you don't even understand the transcendental argument. It's not based on faith. If that's the case, then every position is based on faith.
That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that to ascribe reality to something, or at the end, the believing God is a matter of faith, and you're trying to
yeah, but you're missing the argument. You're missing the argument. I'm arguing that everything at root is faith-based. Your worldview is faith-based too.
Sure, but then
okay,
you're trying to
sure.
So yes, at the end is faith, but what you're trying to do is you're trying to bridge that gap with logic, and you're saying this is the only possibility and it's the only logic.
Yeah, I'm saying faith or divine revelation is the only basis for logic. What's your basis for logic?
No, it's faith as well. Yeah.
Okay, so if we're both at root based on faith commitments, the only position that's going to be coherent is the one that has a divine revelation to make sense of that faith commitment.
Well, but why your divine revelation and not
because
another?
My divine revelation provides the metaphysical toolkit that can ground the things that you just admitted, like logic.
Well, mine is the invisible spaghetti, right?
That doesn't do the grounding work. This is why you don't understand what you're saying. How does an invisible thing do grounding work?
Well, you cannot see Christ either. So
what does that have to do with your position? Your position, how does that do grounding work?
No, what I'm saying is that you're trying to take something abstract and make it concrete. And I don't think
this is all word concept fallacies. God is not a pure abstraction. We think that he came into time and space and in history. Now, I know you don't believe that, but how is that inconsistent? How is it inconsistent within my worldview?
So can I make a parenthesis? When you make these assessments, you don't speak on the first person, but on the, like, you always say.
Now you're changing the subject into nonsense.
No.
How does a spaghetti god? How do you think a spaghetti god does? That's a tu quoque. That's a tu quoque, by the way. Don't start saying my name. Don't start saying my name. Come on.
What is that?
Don't start repeating my name. It's so annoying when you guys do this.
Sure, no, but what I want to know, and it's not, I don't want to avoid the question. I want to go back there, but I'm curious why when you say, you don't say I believe, but you say we believe, and that's something I
because I speak in consort with the rest of the people in my church. What do you mean?
So it's a communal belief, basically.
Yeah. So what?
No. It's no judgment there. I just wanted to know because it's curious that you always speak on the.
Okay. Well, you can psychoanalyze me later. What is the grounding work that a fictional spaghetti enchilada god does? How does that actually do epistemic grounding work?
Well, you could create the same set of arguments that
you understand that if right there, when you say if you create it, it would not be a divinely revealed being. It would be a creation which would not work to do the grounding work.
Well,
what do you think it means to ground? I don't think you even understand what that is. What does that mean?
Okay, if it's a divine revelation, right? What if I don't know? I smoke some. All right,
this is too stupid to even. This is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. It's not any kind of revelation that would work to do the epistemic grounding. He thinks that it's just anything. I just say it's anything.
I've noticed that people in the tag get that confused when we say revelatory theism.
Yeah, they think it's like just do trip shrooms and I have a revelation.
Yeah, like a personal. Revelatory theism is a publicly accessible, objective, historical event. Otherwise, we've got the Mormon problem. Anybody could just claim, well, I've got revelatory theism.
By the way, no one smokes shrooms. Like, what is he? Hey, but smoke some shrooms, bro. Smoke shroom? Can you even you eat shroom? You don't smoke shrooms. What the hell is he talking about?